just realized I still had these on.
It's a habit. You do that every single day.
Shut up.
Walk around with those on. Alright guys, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome to Disturbriana's vlog. This episode is a very special episode. It's the FourNineteen episode.
First of all, it's a FourNineteen
segment.
Yes. Segment. Whenever him and I are vlogging together, it's a segment. There's only probably like a few people who know what FourNineteen even means. So that represents the day that we started, or the day we made it official as a couple, which is
FourNineteen.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is April. It's April 19th. That's when we made it official to be a couple. I've known him sorta, kinda since 2013, but yeah. So 2014 is when we actually started dating. So that's where it comes from. I forced him to be in the spotlight with me. Please subscribe on the right hand side where that little red button is.
Yes, the white red button, right?
Yes, yeah. And then you click the bell to be notified on future stuff, of course, you know. So this episode is specifically on phones, and it's more so of like, we're the weird couple that we remember almost every phone we've had since we've been able to, or since our parents let us have one. So my first phone was actually at age 8.
Wow.
And primarily being, my parents, they worked a lot, and I think around that time when I had to go to school, my older cousin and I, we would be on the same bus, but he got off a couple stops earlier, and then I had to get off like by myself. So that was primarily the reason why I had a phone, so that my mom, even though she was at work, she still wanted me to call her to let her know I got to school and when I'm getting on the bus, all that stuff.
So you had your first phone in 2002?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't get mine till like 11. My first phone till like 11 or 11, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So and that was that year.
That was 2004 or 5.
So
I was 11 going on 12 when I first got my phone.
Got you. Oh yeah, another reason I just thought about it. Another reason why I had a phone is because I was going to Freedom Theater, and for those who don't know who that is, that was a performing arts school. And
so is that like the big brown building?
Is it right across the street from the YMCA?
Right.
Yeah, okay. Broadmaster. So I was going there too, and I started going there at age 8. It was either 8 or 10. Somewhere around there, I was going there as well, which is another reason why I needed a phone, because there was things I was doing independently at a young age, which is why I had a phone at 8.
Understandable.
So we want to go through the list of all the phones that we've had. Of course, mine is more than his.
Much longer.
It's not much longer.
No,
Come on, Neil.
It's like 2 times the size of my list.
Whatever.
Alright, I'll go first.
Yeah, here you go.
Alright, so my first phone at age 11 or 12 in 2005 was the Boost Mobile Motorola i730. So yeah, I had the ringtone, the Where You At ringtone, whatever it was.
Where you at? You knew I was gonna do it, right?
Right. So yeah, I had that in black. It was like black and silver. Had like a big speaker that was like this big on the front part of it. Flip phone, of course. Chirp and everything like that, all the good stuff.
You said it was black, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the majority of the phones I had in my life were black. Either black or silver.
My first phone.
That was a Sprint or AT&T?
This is what Singular. Now this is Singular. So if y'all don't remember what that is, Singular was its own carrier before AT&T bought it.
Right.
I had a Singular phone. That's the one that had the brand. It had like the orange
like
person.
Orange, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the Singular brand or carrier, and my phone was the Samsung SGH-X497. That phone, it was I know, right? It's so simple now, which is what I like.
iPhone X, that's all it is.
That's all it is, yes. But the Samsung phone, it was gray. It had like a black section that had the Samsung logo. And you know how you had the phones where it had the time? It was kind of like a caller ID kind of phones, and they was like really popular around that time. So the caller ID had the time on there. It'll tell you who's calling when your phone rings. It'll tell you have like one new message. It might not have told you who it was from, but it would have told you had a message, and you open it and you find out. So I had that phone. I miss flip phones though, because I miss like when you want to hang up with somebody, bye.
Just slam the phone down, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So
but I think those phones have much more battery life than today's phones, don't you think?
No.
Really?
As a technical person, no, I do not.
Because with those phones, it was like, okay, you couldn't really go on the internet too much. So that wasn't draining your battery. And
at that time, there wasn't kind of like no free unlimited. I think it was, but it was very like rare. So like with those phones, they really drained your data out, and then you get cursed out by your parents because they couldn't get on the internet because you used it all. That was me.
So you used to get free calls at the what time? Like 7 or 9?
Well, with me being with Sprint, Singular, I don't know if they had that, but like Sprint back around that time, it was free calls after 7 p.m.
I think mine was like 9.
And of course, if you did mobile to mobile, then it's free calls regardless. Like, let's just say if I were to call him around that time and he had Sprint, which he had Boost Mobile, so it wasn't gonna work, I would have had to call him after 7 o'clock for it to not go charge within the minutes and all that.
Right.
So, but Singular at that time, I'm really not sure. Now this next one, I'm just mad you had Virgin Mobile at all.
Oh my god.
I told myself I would never go
I have like an embarrassing phone history from like my first 3 phones.
You're a snapper.
I mean, it was a basic gray and black phone.
It was like this?
That one had a camera on it. That was my first camera phone.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, but it was a basic, had the antenna.
Yeah.
Basic black and gray Virgin mobile phone. Just for, a call. Sometimes I might text on it. Take some
hello?
take some photos or whatever.
See, you had a camera phone before I did, which was awesome. I had a camera phone for a while. My next phone was a Boost Mobile. And it was a shut up. I'm not ashamed of Boost Mobile though. I actually like Boost Mobile.
At that time it was cool to have a Boost Mobile.
Exactly. So my next phone, this was probably at like between 9 and 11. Can't really remember.
You might have had a phone every 2 years of your life. Yeah,
it was either like for me it was like either every year or every 2 years. So I'm gonna just guess between 9 and 11. I had the Motorola i285. And that was the cute little small Boost Mobile phone.
Yeah, it was like a straight phone. It wasn't a flip or.
It wasn't a flip phone or anything like that. It was just a straight phone, and it kind of had like little swerve buttons, like little waves or something like that. But it was just so cool. I love that phone.
It's like teeth. The buttons look like teeth a little bit.
Of course you say that. Anyway, yeah, I had that phone. It was probably one of the cutest phones I ever had. It was so like, I've never seen a male with this phone. I've always seen females with this phone. So I guess I could say it was kind of girly. But it wasn't like, it was like gray and black. So anybody could have had it, but I just seen a lot of girls with it because of how the buttons were and all that. And the phone in your hand, it was pretty small. I had fun with that phone. First of all, if my older cousin watches this, she would know what I'm talking about. We used to call random numbers on church phones, and we used to like start beef with anybody. But I remember the one person we started beef with, or the one group of people, because they all knew each other. We became friends after that. Like, it was so weird.
I mean, at least it had a positive outcome. There wasn't negativity involved, so that's a good thing.
Exactly. So even though it was like a beef and everything, it wasn't like it turned into like, oh, I'm gonna pop up at your house and we start fighting. It never got to that point. Like at that time, when you prank called people, it didn't escalate that far. So I'm happy for that. And Boost Mobile had them little chat rooms. And I was a big chat room person, like even going on the computer. I used to have my little cyber boyfriends and
cyber boyfriends.
Yeah. You jealous?
No, that was age 9, so I can't do nothing about that. Another Virgin Mobile, of course. I had the Samsung Slash.
I don't even like that name.
But that was a good looking phone, I'm not even gonna lie to you, at that time. Alright, so that phone was like the one where you can slide up like this.
So at that time, what age was that?
That was...
Roughly.
So this might have been either 07, 08.
So at that time, like the phones where you could just slide up, this was kind of before, would you say this was before Sidekicks? Or during Sidekick era?
Same era.
Okay, so this is when slide up phones were pretty like...
But I think the Sidekick came out first before this phone did.
Right. So slide up phones became like a thing. And if y'all see like the picture, it's not like a slide up where the full keyboard, the Samsung Slash just slide up and it's like a regular number pad.
Right.
Those phones were in at that time.
Yeah, it was a cool phone for its time. Like it wasn't, wasn't outdated for its time. I love that phone, by the way.
I bet you do. You want it to be your side phone?
Not in 2018, I'm not gonna do that. I'll take a touchscreen.
My next phone was a Motorola i730 and...
Copier. But you had it in gray.
Yes, I had it in gray. Yes, I was late to the game, so what? I don't care. Whatever. I had that with the Nextel. That was a Nextel phone. And Nextel, Sprint bought Nextel.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, yours Boost Mobile. Also, Motorola did yours too.
Yeah,
they had to.
It was the same phone, but two different carriers.
Two different carriers and two different colors. So his was black, mine was gray. But I actually didn't have that phone for that long because...
So what year was that?
Let me see. I still went to get in when I had that phone.
That had to be prior to 2007 because...
Yeah, it was like 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was 5th grade. Yeah, I was in 5th grade 2005. And I had got the phone and I only had it for a couple days and then one day I want to flaunt my phone.
Somebody stole it from you.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was in my bag. Somebody went in my bag and stole that phone. I don't know who, and they never admitted to it like for the rest of the school year.
And I'm hearing this story for the first time today.
Oh, I never told you that?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't have this phone for that long. Somebody stole it.
I just guessed that.
Somebody had gave it to me. I think my aunt or something gave it to me. And yeah, that phone got stolen, y'all. So I didn't really get to enjoy it. So I'm just gonna go down my list again because I didn't have a phone for that long.
Right.
My next phone, which this one ended up being with Sprint, was an LG LX 125. And this was definitely kind of like sixth grade-ish. So
you still didn't
at
have
this
a camera
point,
phone at that time?
I still didn't have a camera phone. So he beat me on that. So yeah, this is like 2006. Because I remember I started in Mifflin, which is the school that was near my house when I lived in Abbotsford. Yeah, I had this phone. So this was also gray, and it had the black cover. It didn't look too different from the first Samsung phone I had. It looked almost the same, except it didn't have an antenna. So that's probably the only difference. I did like that phone. Me and my childhood best friend Julius, I know she'll remember this. We used to have text competitions because she had a similar phone, but I think hers was a little better than mine. We used to have text competitions because like we used to figure out who could text the fastest and who got the most contacts in the phone.
You have to keep tapping 1 just to get A, B, and C, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. So it was still. So this was not keyboards just yet. Mind you, they were out, but we didn't get those. Those were the days, man. Those were. You ever had a text competition with anybody?
A long time ago. It's been years. I forgot who it was with, but years ago. So this phone next is the LG GR500. Was that with Boost Mobile? No, I'm sorry, Virgin Mobile?
This was with AT&T.
Oh, okay, that's my first time with AT&T.
And you have AT&T currently.
Right.
So he's never left
ever since.
Yes, ever since then. So this was around what year?
Maybe 08, like late 08, early 09. So yeah, this phone here was a text phone, definitely. It was a slider, had the full keyboard and everything. Right. You slide it back down, it was touchscreen. That was my first touchscreen phone. Yeah, I mean, this phone right here was another good phone at this time. It was good to have.
Which color did you have?
I had black.
Of course.
Yeah, every phone that I had was black or gray.
Not me.
So yeah, my only issue with that phone was the buttons were too small. So I couldn't use my thumb. Like my thumb was just
look at these hands. Look at these hands. My nose don't count, yo.
I have small hands for a guy though. I'm not gonna lie about that. But at the time, the buttons were way too small for me to text. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like hitting 2 buttons at one time.
I'm not even on this level yet. Like,
we're going back and forth between time though, because I'm moving ahead and you're like still in like that.
Right, because again, you have to understand, my first phone was 8, so I kind of had more of the like older versions of stuff where when he started at 11 or 12,
it might have been 11.
He had more of the like, he had the advantage of getting more advanced stuff. Cause I think my next phone after this was a Razr.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, a Motorola Razr V3M, and it was red. This was my first like kind of like customized phone, if that makes sense. You know, and they had different color phones. Like they had light gray, dark gray, red, pink, and then T-Mobile. I remember T-Mobile was the only they was the only carrier that had the skinnier versions.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't get there. You couldn't get that anywhere else. And at this point, I was with Sprint. Yeah, I had the Razr. It was red, and that was the phone. That was like at the time it was the skinniest phone to have, and it was pretty wide too. So it was like you'll have it, and of course mine was red. It had a front face. Now this was my first camera phone, and this was like 7th grade probably. So this was like I'm like 12. I had that was red. It had the black face, and then that's when you can have the screensaver. Their charger life, I hate it. They died oh so fast, and the battery was oh so hot. And
yeah, because you could do more on that phone now. The Razr, you can do a lot more than you did with the regular flip phones.
Bruh. And I had the phone twice because someone stole that from me too.
Oh gosh.
This was at a different school. So then I ended up getting it again. But I feel like the one they gave me, I don't know if they did it on purpose or what, but I felt like that one died even faster. So I mean, at that point, I wasn't really like feeling it.
I mean, it's still a classic. Still a classic phone.
Did I have that phone at some point in high school? I might have had the Razr for a very long time. And then your next phone, you're such a lucky.
One of my favorite phones.
You are a lucky human being. I can't say the word that I really want to say. I don't want your mom to curse me out.
Alright, yeah, don't say that.
I'm not. Did you know what word it was going to be?
I know. Alright, so the next one I had was one of my personal favorites. I had the BlackBerry Torch.
Mind you, I always wanted a BlackBerry and I never got one.
I love that phone to death. Like,
did it make you feel like a business person?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I wasn't a business person at the time, I was still in high school.
High school and running the Rittenhouse streets.
So this is like, I'm trying to think what year it was. It was 2010, 2011 here.
Okay.
But yeah,
so this was like junior, senior then?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like a businessman with this one. Like.
And at this time, you were at your beginning stages with graphic design?
Yes. Yep.
For those who didn't pick up already, he's a graphic designer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that's why I asked you, did it make you feel more like a business person? Like,
see, but at that time though, I wasn't like, I wasn't fully, into graphic design. I was, taking classes or whatever, but I wasn't fully engaged with it yet. Mm-hmm. That's why I said it made me feel like a businessman when I wasn't at the time.
Right. I got you. And which color did you have? Black.
Yep. This is more like a black. It had like a black. It was majority black, but like it was like a silver outing around it.
My next phone was a Rumor 2. I skipped the first one and went straight to the second one. Mm-hmm. So I had the Rumor 2. The color I had was blue.
Of course.
And it was my favorite color. And this was when, like around that time, Sprint kind of had that. This is Sprint's
interface.
The Sprint interface. So I think Verizon had them as well. I think Sprint and Verizon were kind of like heavy competition back around those times. But yeah, so mine was blue. It was like blue and black. And yeah, I like that phone. But at this point, I'm already in high school. That was a camera phone, of course. I loved when it would slide up, stuff like that. And when it slides up, it automatically turns landscape. It goes back to portrait when you have it down. You can text either way with the normal number pad or slide it up, and it has a full keyboard. Only thing I didn't like about this phone is that when it got hot, you can tell that the little plastic from like the keyboard was peeling off.
That's not good.
And with that phone, I really wasn't doing that much because I also had an iPod. And this was before iPods had cameras on them. I wasn't like really on the internet with this phone. Or I really wasn't, like if anything, I was texting. I was texting a lot. It did have its own like MP3 like player section, but I didn't really use it because again, I had an iPod. So everything I would have done on the phone, I did on my iPod. So my thing was like, I didn't understand why my Rumor 2 would get hot so fast. As far as design, I like the phone. Like, I do miss it. It's one of my favorites. I had to get that. Yeah, there was a Rumor Touch.
Okay.
And I actually had that next. And now that you bring it up, cause I'm gonna pull it up now. But yeah, and I had the Rumor 2 twice because I had bad batteries. So
I want to say, please don't tell me don't tell me that someone stole it again.
Nobody stole my phone. Like, and from that point on, nobody stole my phone. Somebody stole my iPod though. At a funeral.
What?
I did get another one. Thank you, parents. But now that he brought up the Rumor Touch, and that is made by LG, by the way, the LG brand. They also made the Rumor Touch. So there's Rumor 2, and the Rumor Touch. Now, the Rumor Touch was also a slide-up keyboard, but this time it was touchscreen.
Yeah, bigger screen.
And a bigger screen. It was touchscreen. Like, there was no number. It was no like external number pad. So it was internal. So within the touchscreen, there was a number pad. Touchscreen.
So what year was that? Like 2010?
This was
09?
Yeah, I would say 2010.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm like 14, 15 ish. Because the Rumor 2, that was like kind of like I was 12, 13. The color I had in the Rumor Touch, I thought I wanted blue because blue is my favorite color, but I didn't like it when I saw it in person. So I got the purple. So I got the purple one. See the Rumor Touch, you couldn't. They didn't have black Rumor Touch. You had to get blue, red, or purple.
Oh.
So I had got the purple one. Now with this phone, it froze a lot. I ended up really not liking it. Yeah, it froze a lot. Like, I had to keep restarting it or restart on its own. I mean, I liked when it lit up and stuff, but it was just too much to deal with. I just wasn't with it at all. I'm just going next because we're in the iPhone era now, but I want us to get there at the same time.
Right.
So right after that, and mind you, all those Rumors phones where I was still with Sprint at this time. And even with this next phone, I was with Sprint. This is also an LG. It's an LG Optimus S. This was my first Android. And you never had Android.
Nope. I wanted to go over there one time, but I said no. I stayed with iPhone.
I remember you telling me that.
Because at one point I was so fed up with iPhones. I'm like, all right, F this. I'm going to going to get an Android.
Exactly. So the LG Optimus S still with Sprint at this time. Now this is like 11th, 12th grade ish. I had the dark gray version of this phone. Well, I guess it looks black, so I'll say black. For a while I liked it, but then this was around the time where Instagram was booming and you only could have an iPod or iPhone to have it. Like, Androids didn't get Instagram just yet.
So this is like 2012.
I said 2011, 2012.
No, 2011, Instagram wasn't booming yet. In 12, it's kind of when it started to pick up.
I know, but it wasn't on Android is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, of course.
So at this point, I forgot what happened, but I didn't have an iPod anymore. And I had like a MacBook from school because I went to SLA, which at the time we got the white MacBook Pros for school. And even at that time, Instagram wasn't set up where you could log to your account and look at everything. It was just kind of like download the app kind of website. Or did I? You know what? I can't remember. I might have still had my iPod, but my iPod didn't have a camera on it, so it was kind of like if I took pictures, I had to download them on my iPod and then put them on Instagram. But I didn't start using Instagram until 2012. The LG Optimus, it had a camera, but Androids didn't get Instagram yet. So I think at that time I had Tumblr.
I miss Tumblr so much.
And at that time I was vlogging. I was vlogging senior year of like high school, and I was 16, 17. Yeah, and I had a different YouTube channel, which I would never tell y'all what that is. Not now, at least. So
I think I know what it is.
No. He always saying that because he saw some of them before. You know, at this time, I really wanted to be in the iPhone era. On top of, which is why I don't like Androids now. At that time, Android battery life wasn't good. I think it's gotten better. This was another phone that I had to keep like resetting it, like restoring it. If I knew that it was acting up, I would just take the SIM card out, save my pictures. At this time, I had a SIM card reader. So different kinds of SIM cards. I just upload on my laptop before I know I'm gonna restart my phone. Not my SIM card, my SD card, like my memory card. And then I would just put them on my laptop, put the memory card back in, reformat it. And then at this time, this is where I kind of have a niche of I wanted to be in the computer science field. I had to do all this like nitpicking tech stuff like by myself, and I just figured it out on my own. There's times where I barely use customer service or nothing like that. So that's when I wanted to get into the field because of stuff like this. Playing around with these phones and like my household computer and my own laptop. It was just crazy. Then we get into the iPhone era. You want to go? You should. Probably.
No, you should, only because I had an iPhone 4S.
Okay, all right.
I skipped the 4 and went to 4S.
Which year did you go to the 4S?
2012.
Oh, I got my 4 in 2012.
Wait, was it 12? Yeah, it was 12.
It had to be, and it had to be late 12 then, because if y'all know how iPhones work, a new phone comes out for an iPhone, at least when they start promoting it, every September of the year.
Right.
Before I graduated high school, I got an iPhone 4, which I'm not even gonna pull up the pictures for that. We all know what that looked like.
Well, that's obvious.
Now the iPhone 4 was the smaller. It was a small kind of like squarish phone. I had the white one, and at this point I went to at&t because my uncle's graduation gift to me was an iPhone, but I had to go to at&t in order to use it. So I went on his plan. That's when I made an Instagram account. I was hyped. I made an Instagram account, and you know, Instagram was set up in a whole different way. Like the algorithms was very basic.
Right.
There was no business accounts, no nothing. It was just.
It was like a was it like a blue color, blue tan?
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Even the Instagram icon logo was like different.
Yeah, it was like tan, like a dark tan, like tan. The camera,
like a film camera,
like a film. Yeah, those were the days, man. So I was able to download like my Tumblr apps, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Facebook was still booming at that time. It was already out, but it was getting more popular.
Right.
Yeah, I was so hyped. And mind you, I skipped the. Everybody forgets about the iPhone 3GS. That is the very first iPhone that ever came out. And that was the iPhone. It was the same size as the 4, but the back of it kind of had like a hump. It only did 3G. Now I think the 4 was the first like 4G iPhone.
Wow, I haven't seen that phone in years.
The 3GS?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had got that in 2012. The iPhone 4, and he got the 4. He got the 4S.
Same year.
The same year, which that was better than my phone.
It was the same thing for the most part.
It just had like it had some better features, like the camera looked a little better and stuff like that.
It was like little small minor stuff that was, you know, that was improved in the 4S.
So from that point, I had the 4, then I went to the iPhone 5C, and I had the yellow one, and that was with Verizon. Because I went to my father's plan with Verizon, and I think let him tell it. His thing was like, you know, I didn't really get good at&t service. I'm in college now, so think about that. I'm in college now. 2012, 2013. 2013 is when I actually got the 5C. I went to Lockhaven, PA. Their most recommended service to have out there was Verizon. And then they said at&t too, like as far as like when I went on the like the tour and stuff, but at&t was really sucky out there. Yeah. So
I have experience with that, going out there. It's okay. She'll be alright.
Anyway, so shut up. I do miss AT&T because being in Philly, when I needed to be on the phone underground, AT&T had my back.
But see, Sprint gets served underground in New York.
Yes, we do, and I like it. And I like that because New York, oh my God, like their transportation, like you have to go low.
Yeah, like their subway is like super below ground, like.
And I still have service, like that's crazy. But yeah, so I went to Verizon due to my dad. When he wanted to get in contact with me, he wanted to have service. So that's just what that was. Like, he was just like, I don't want to be able to not talk to you because, you know, the service is bad. So yeah, I had a 5C. That one was a slight bit longer. Had more memory on it, of course. I think that point that was a 16 gigs, I think. And
do they even have 16 gig iPhones anymore?
no, I think the lowest you can get is
60. No, 32.
No, I think the lowest memory you can get now is 64 on iPhones.
Which is reasonable because there's so much going on with iPhones now, and they've added more stuff.
Added more stuff that you can do.
It's not enough.
They're adding more stuff that you can do like without a computer,
right? If
that makes sense.
And I skipped the iPhone 5, by the way. The whole 5 series, I skipped that.
He didn't do 5s at all. He went straight to 6.
6S to be exact. I think. Did I have a 6?
No, you just had a 6.
No, because I got the 6.
Oh, you got 6S?
Oh, you know what? I did have a 6. I had a 6 at first. And this is around. What year did it come out?
No, 13.
No, it was 14.
14, because 13
right.
was 5S.
Right. Because I got it on my birthday in 2014.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got the 6 in 2014. I think that got messed up. So I had to upgrade to a 6S. That one froze on me and then, couldn't turn back on or whatever. So I had to give that up to get the one I have now.
Which is still a 6S.
Right. Which I need to update my phone ASAP. So I'll be getting the iPhone, either the XS or maybe 8. I'm not sure which one to get. I
had the. Let me see. Let's see your phone. I put my laptop down. I feel like putting it up. I know his password though.
Lucky, I told her. That's why I told you what it is.
Anyway.
I should change it.
I'm not doing it.
Change it.
Oh, I actually did have a 6S. I just had a 6. I'm sorry. I had the light gray 6. I had got that back in 20. I think I got that in 2015.
Right, you did.
And then when I got that, I went back to Sprint, and I'm like with Sprint now. So I went back to my mom's plan. I did that primarily because it was like I wanted a phone, and the way it was set up on my dad's plan, I wouldn't get it in time. Like at this point, I would just focus on I want to be the most up to date. I want to be the most current. I mean, out of my family, I had the most phones still. Like I definitely agree with that, but I wanted to be up to date and all of that. So, and I had my own money to do everything. So it was like my mom just like, just know that you're going to be helping with paying the phone bill now. Blah blah blah. Because I had 2 jobs. Technically 3 if you count the one I had back home, and I had 2 at school. So I did that, and then I currently have the iPhone 7 Plus, the jet black version, and again this is still a Sprint, and I had this since March of 2016.
That was 16?
No, wait.
That was last
No, I'm sorry.
That was 17.
I'm sorry. I got the 6 in March of 2016. And I got the 7 Plus March of 2017, which is last year.
I was with you.
Because I had this phone from Best Buy. I got this phone from Best Buy. I like getting stuff from Best Buy.
And you weren't even supposed to. You were going to Best Buy to look at the phone at first, right?
I was going to look. I wasn't
looking
to get. This is my problem with shopping. Because that's the same thing that happened with my car. The car I have now, the Honda Civic 2016. I was going to look, and I ended up buying. So somebody needs to help me with that. He was with me both times, it didn't stop me.
That's right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what this was. Cause I think when they told me how much I would have had to put down for this phone, and I was like, oh, I have that right now. So all I did was ask my mom. I was like, do you mind if I do this? Because I mean, I put towards her phone bill anyway. So she, it was okay to do, and I did it. So right now, I'm waiting for May of next year to come, because that's when my full upgrade comes to, so I can get the iPhone XS Max.
And they might have a new one out by that time. I would not be surprised. It's Apple, so.
No, they're not gonna promote it until September. And then at that point, I'm gonna go in the iPhone Forever plan, so I can at any given time I can switch to whatever iPhone
Forever plan.
Yes, I don't have that right now. That's why I'm gonna get that next. But I have to. This has to be over before I do that. So.
Yep, and I'm eligible for upgrade in December. So in about 2 months, I'll be able to get my new phone.
That's our phone history, and it's just really interesting that we were able to remember it. And we have this conversation about our phones like once every few months.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. I don't know why it comes up. It just does. But I think if anything, I still would technically want a Palm, a BlackBerry, and a Sidekick. Just to have.
Oh.
Just to say I have it, because those are the phones I never got, and those are the phones I desperately wanted when they were popular. So.
I always wanted a Sidekick, but I never got my hand on it. So.
And Sidekicks were only with T-Mobile, so you had to go to T-Mobile in order to get it. We're going to be doing this FourNineteen segment quite often.
That'll be the next episode too, right? The next segment?
No, it's not gonna be. First of all, the very next episode y'all going to see is my Jamaica trip. That's what that is. By the time y'all see this video, I'll be leaving 2 days from that. Yeah, and so that's the next vlog you guys are going to see. And as far as like FourNineteen, we're very busy people. As far as me working like outside the house at my help desk job, and then me editing my vlogs, and he has his entrepreneur, graphic design, clients. It's like we're very busy people. I mean, we can do this like every few weeks.
Every couple of weeks or...
Yeah, something like that. Dope. He breaks his promises though. So...
don't listen to her.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being like tech nerds with us when it came to these phones.
Thank you for having me.
He had no choice.
Oh no, I had a choice. I could have said, yo, I'm not coming on here. It's like, no, I would never say that. I would never say that. I'm always supporting Bay, so I would never say that.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If y'all remember what y'all old phones were back in y'all time, feel free to comment them, because the fact that we remember is crazy. So yeah, that wraps it up for today. And y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Follow him on his social media platforms.
Yo, everything is at Jeff Manning _. That's Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
You can also check out my website, which is www.jeffmanningart.com. Yep.
He has prints on there.
Prints.
Canvas prints.
Canvas prints, shirts, even coffee mugs. Even coffee mugs.
I still laugh at that. You get to see like his portfolio on there, who he's worked with so far. Definitely check that out. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys again very soon.
Peace and love.
So like you too.